Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. Hey, it's Cutler here in the Let's Talk to Cutler broadcast, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube channel, Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club. And it is the 19th of December already. We are we're almost in the middle of the holidays. We're certainly at the end of the year. I don't know about you all, but I've enjoyed the journey to the end of the year. I tend to look for the best in each day. Now I've just learned to look for the positive moments in the day. I've learned to look for the exciting moments and the up moments of each day. And so in case somebody's stopping by and they're wondering, hey, what's this guy talking about? What's going on? And why is he even here? It reminds me of a quote from What's Love Got to Do with It? And Tina Turner looked at Ike. She said, why are they here, Ike? Why are they here? So in case someone is wondering, why am I here? What's going on? Why is this guy even up here? I'm here because each Tuesday and Thursday, I show up live for about 1,800 seconds, trying to share some inspiration, trying to share some motivation, trying to encourage us to do our best to show up our best selves, even in the worst of situations, because life will give us those opportunities to show up as our best self. What am I saying? I'm saying that life will give us those moments when we are sometimes challenged not to be our best selves. And I said this a few weeks ago, that it's not so much of what you go through, it's not so much of what you experience, but it is about what you carry. It is about how you handle it. It is about how you manage it. It is about how you navigate the moment. And so I'm hoping that I can drop some nuggets and share a few nuggets from time to time that will encourage us, that will motivate us, that will inspire us, and that will challenge us. I don't think we ever become better until we're challenged. As you can see, I'm ready, kind of ready for the holidays. This is one of 4 Christmas trees that I have in my house. Yes, it's one of 4 Christmas trees that I have. So I wanted to do something to just be a little more festive this evening and just begin celebrating the season that we're in. If you're stopping by for the first time, do me a favor. Come on, go ahead and subscribe. And after you subscribe, click on the notification bell, because it lets you know whenever I've gone live, like I am now. This is me. This is not Memorex. It really is me. And it also lets you know when I've possibly uploaded new content, as I sometimes do. I think I will be doing more of that in the coming year. I'll have to share an announcement as I get closer to the end of this broadcast about some exciting things that are happening for me in 2024. So I'm so thrilled about that and thrilled about those opportunities. But again, encourage people to come on and let's talk to Cutler. I'll shout out the LTTC VIPs in just a moment. Those are people who beat me over in the chat, who get up there to the chat before I do. But this evening, I want to talk about good and bad Christmas gifts. I was thinking, as some of you all know, our dear friend who was 101 to watch this channel, this platform, Miss Evelyn, died at the ripe old age. At 101. I mean, you can't even say ripe old age. That is beyond ripe and old. That is golden. That is platinum. That is magnificent. But I had the opportunity. Her daughter offered me, and granddaughter offered me the opportunity to share in a tribute. And one of the things that I said was that when people give you out of the abundance of their time, what a gift it is. But when they give you out of their limited time, consider that as a gift from God. And that thought has been in my mind the whole for the past few days, and that is the impetus behind our conversation this evening. Good and bad Christmas gifts. What are we giving people? What are we hoping to give? What are we hoping to get? So I'm just wondering, you all. Let me just shout out the LTTC VIPs for just a moment, and then the others of you. I see you coming on, but come on in the chat so I can see you. And I want to know, are you ready for the holidays? That's just a question that's out there. Are you ready for the holidays yet? Yes or no? And Cutler, not yet. I'm getting there. What have you? I just want to hear your input in response to the question. Are you ready for the holidays? So talk to me for just a moment and let me know whether or not you're ready. But then Let me shout out the LTTC VIPs. It's Paula D, Annie Color, Linda Martin. Now that's who I see on my end. That's who I see on my end. So Linda says yes, she's ready for the holidays. I want to hear from the others of you. Are you all ready for the holidays? Did you decorate for the holidays? What did you do? What are you going to do? Talk to me. I'm just curious. I'm telling y'all what I'm going to do. I've decorated. I'm going to spend time with family and friends, and not just over the course of that one weekend, but really for me, it's over the course of the month that I'm sharing and taking the opportunity to spend time with family and friends, because for me, other than what is monumental, what is most significant is the spiritual meaning of the holiday. That's what's most important for me. But then next to that, it is really about getting a chance and opportunity to spend time with family, friends, and loved ones, people who matter. Not only just people who matter, but people who remind me that I matter. I had to pause on that one. Spend time with people who remind you that you matter, and spend time with people that you want to make sure that they know that they matter. So the holiday is about people who matter. Let's see. Paula says, yes, I just finished decorating. Yeah. So the others of you, talk to me and let me know if you're ready for the holiday. I am ready. I am ready. I had a holiday get together this past Saturday. This past Saturday, and it was lots of fun. We played lots of games, and family members came over. Some of my siblings were here. First cousins were here. Nieces and nephews were here, and it was just a wonderful time. So spend time with people who matter, and spend time. Don't go into circles this holiday where you're not wanted. Don't go into circles this holiday where you're not comfortable. Don't go into circles this holiday where you really just can't navigate and feel at home. Choose where you want to go and enjoy it. Enjoy all of those circles. Enjoy all of those moments. I'm going to tell you all something funny. One of my family members was here at my home, and again, I said I have up 4 Christmas trees. Well, one of my family members looked at this particular Christmas tree right here, and she said, it's not over 6 feet tall. That one doesn't count. So I said, wait a minute. I spent time decorating that tree, making some of the decorations and just putting it all together. So do you all think this tree should count in the count of trees that I have? Let me know what you all think. I counted it in the count of trees that I have, but one of my relatives said, no, it doesn't count. So I said, well, wait a minute. I think it should count. You all let me know what you think. The others are over 6 feet and over 8 feet, and they count. But let me get into the conversation this evening. What I'm just having fun. I'm just chit-chatting. What do you all think are some of the worst gifts to give for Christmas? I want to know that. What do you think are some of the worst gifts to give for Christmas? There are surveys out there. There are opinion polls out there. Some of the most awful gifts to give for Christmas. I'm going to tell y'all something. I had no idea what some people were considering not so good gifts to give. Did you know that people were saying that self-help books are some of the worst gifts to give? Who knew? I didn't think so. I didn't know that. Why? Probably because I've written one self-help book. So I don't necessarily think that they're horrible gifts to give. Give the self-help books to people. Say, don't give self-help books. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Thank you, Linda. Linda said that this tree does count. I'm going to tell that relative that this tree does count. Sonia says some of the worst gifts to give. One is fruitcake. Sonia, I have to agree. Now, my grandmother, when I was growing up, this may just be a fun conversation. My grandmother, my maternal grandmother, my mom's mother, when I was growing up, used to make this wonderfully delicious fruitcake. She used graham crackers, and that framed the base of her cake. So she would beat up those graham crackers, and she would have her grandchildren, all of us, crushing up the graham crackers, and that was her breading. That's what she used as a cake. It was so good. Well, I thought all fruit cakes should look and taste like my grandmother's fruit cake, but when I started tasting these dry fruit cakes with this dried fruit that had orange peel and lemon peel and all this other stuff, and I thought, what is this? So Fruitcakes. What else do you think are some of the worst gifts to give? Any tree that you put up and decorate definitely got. Paula, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Thank you. I'm so glad that you all are putting this in the comments. Any tree that you put up and decorate, it counts. Thank you so much. I'm going to make sure that my relative watches this the broadcast this evening. I'm going to make sure. So any tree that you put up and decorate, it doesn't matter how tall it may be. It could be a center table, like one of those a tree that goes on the table, like the Charlie Brown tree. If you put ornaments on it, it should count. Paula D, thank you so much. Thank you. What are some other gifts that you all think are just not good gifts to give? Well, Sonia said fruitcake. Now, Sonia, you may not necessarily agree with this one, but I was reading a survey and it said that keychains are the worst among the top worst gifts to give because it said that they are just an annoyance all by themselves. I know people collect keychains. I know people, when they travel, they collect keychains, but the survey said that keychains are because the keys are already an annoyance. And so we don't think anybody needs another useless bit of plastic or metal weighing them down or wearing their bags down. So just don't give them any keychains. That I thought that was pretty funny when I saw it. Another, you all listen, and I know this happens. I used to do this. Oh no, yeah. Like I said, oh no, I love keychains. Another gift that I was reading, and it says that they are not great gifts, are photo frames. Who knew? And they went on to say, unless you're a primary school kid who just made an ugly, cute piece of art project with macaroni and spray paint, don't give anybody photo frames. I got a keychain in 2020, but it came with a car. Well, now, Linda, now that's one way to do it. That's one way, right? So let's tell people, no, you can give a keychain if it has a car attached to it, if it has a house attached to it, if it has some. I like that. I like that. Let's see what other things are you all saying are not good. So let's see, keychains were up there, self-help books was up there, photo frames was up there. Paula, and you're right on it. Clocks, it said clock. Now, Sonia Bailey says, I love keychains. Now, I love clocks. I collect clocks. I love clocks. I love all things clocks. I can't even stop to count how many clocks or timepieces are here in my house. I love clocks. But the survey said clocks are among the top worst gifts to give. I love clocks. If you want to give me a clock, that's fine. I'm going to take it. I'm going to find some place to put it. But something, let me see if I can find it. It says that giving someone a clock as a present means sending them off on their final journey towards the afterlife, which isn't very Christmassy, because I said the clock reminds people of their time and their limited time and the end of times is coming. And so it just sort of sends them off on a journey. Not for me. Not for me. A clock for me reminds me to take full advantage and live every moment unapologetically and authentically. That's what it reminds me of. That's exactly what it reminds me of. Let's see. If not, then I don't have one. My tree is only 4 feet tall. It's so any color that tree does count. It counts. This tree is only 4 feet tall, and so yes, your 4 foot tree, your 4 feet tree counts. Let's see what else you all are saying that other not so good gifts to give. A pet that you didn't ask for. Well, now isn't that the truth? I cannot imagine you all. We're just having a fun conversation because we're talking about some gifts, what we're getting for Christmas, what we're giving for Christmas, and that's important because we often look at what we want to get, but what are we giving? People tend to ask me, Cutler, do you need anything, or what's on your Christmas list? And the truth of the matter is, I don't have a Christmas list because over the course of the year, I try to get the things that I need, and I try to get the things that I want, and I consider and I count my blessings every single day because there is nothing that I need that I don't have, and that did not. Please understand that did not come from a place of ego or arrogance, but it came from a place of humility and gratitude and thankfulness because I serve a God who meets and supplies all of my needs. That almost took a turn and went somewhere else, but I'm telling you all that's true. That that is true. There is nothing that I need over the course of the year that I don't have. And for that, I'm thankful. So no, I don't necessarily have a Christmas list. It takes a very creative person or someone close to me to be able to get me something that um that that I need, that I appreciate. Yes, I appreciate whatever anything that people give and do for me. I absolutely appreciate it. But in terms of trying to get something that I need, I can't think of anything that I need that I don't have. There are things that people give me that I enjoy, I truly enjoy, and just never necessarily thought about getting. I remember one year, some of my relatives gave me Crocs. I fell in love with Crocs. Had never even thought about buying them, but I fell in love with them. Let's see. One year, a friend of mine, I have to tell you all this funny story. Let's see, what are y'all saying? Because I asked, what are some gifts that you all think are bad gifts, and gifts that you really don't want to give anybody? Let's see. A pet that you didn't ask for. You can always, oh no, McDina, we have to talk about that. You can always re-gift. Because I think on the list was among some of the worst gifts to give is something that is obviously regifted. Well, I guess if you don't make it so obvious in your regifting, some people, there's some things that is just obviously regifted. If you're going to regift something, make sure it looks like it's not regifted. Paula D said a clock reminds me that I'm not on time to think about it. Maybe I need a clock. Right. It may help. It may help. But let me tell you all this funny story. One year, a very good friend of mine gave me a mask. Let's see. I agree. I get what I need and some what I want over the year. With Amazon, it is here within 2 days. Absolutely. My one of my siblings and my sister-in-law and some relatives, they tease me, they joke me. Certainly pre-COVID, they would come by and they would visit, and there were always boxes. I used to so dislike it when they would get to my house before I got there, or and I knew they were coming, or if they got to my house before I could get out on the porch and get the boxes, because they'd go, oh, here we go. And one time I remember the Amazon, the driver just drove up and said, Cutler. And my brother said, oh, okay, so you know him personally, huh? And he said, well, I always deliver here. So I thought, oh my goodness. But I do get a lot of Amazon. But let me get back to this story about this mask. I love the masks that you see in theater a lot, comedy and tragedy. Just don't regift it, give it back to the same person. Right. Just give it back and say no, thank you. But I love comedy and tragedy. So that's one mask. One is smiling and one is looking sad. So I mentioned to this friend of mine that I like masks. Well, you all, she gave me this mask. Can I tell you all, it was the funniest looking mask that I had ever seen. And I said, no, that's not quite the mask that I want. That's not what I'm looking for. So she said, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, and I think she said, give it back. No. Maybe she said, give it back. And I said, no, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it because it came from you. But we laughed over the course of the years. And then one day I said, do you know that is the ugliest mask I have ever seen? So what was funny, you all, one year for Christmas, I put the mask in the mail and mailed it back to her. The next year for Christmas, she put the mask in the mail and mailed it back to me. It was the funniest thing we had going. That was fun. Learn to have fun over the holidays. If you get something that you don't like, just make light of it. Make light. Don't hurt people's feelings. Don't be offensive. But just make light of it. But you're right. Paula, this survey said that pets, particularly pets that you didn't ask for, they're not the best gifts to give. They take time, they take energy. And Nicole says, I don't want any cookware. Okay. All right. Cookware, vacuum cleaners, and things like that, because those things suggest that those things suggest that that you have to do work. So you all hang on. Let's see. Sonia Bailey says, I think you still have the mask. Well, now you all can guess who gave me the mask. Hang on just a second. I'm going to go and get this mask. I think I can do it in 30 seconds. So let's hold on, you all. I'll be right back. I don't think I've ever done this. I don't think I can walk off the camera while you all do it. Just hold on. I'm coming. I'm on my way back. I'm coming. And just remember, the mask was about comedy and tragedy. Well, it sits in my office, and it is the funniest thing for me because now it's something that's pretty sentimental. Well, this was the mask. Can you all see that? This this mask is not the comedy and tragedy mask, but the truth of the matter is it has come to mean so much to me. So I keep it among my treasured items. I really do. It was there in my office that I just ran and get. Don't be the Grinch. I didn't find a cute onesie Grinch outfit. Yes, that mask is so beautiful, isn't it? I may put it in the mail and send it back this year. No, I'm not going to do that. But pets don't make the best gifts when they're not expected. Pets take a lot of time. Now, someone also said mugs. I'm thinking, wow, these are gifts that people give. I've gotten mugs. Listen, I've gotten mugs and enjoy them. And I'm thinking, wow. Linda said the mask looks too small. Well, it's not one that it's not one that you wear. It's one that you just kind of hang up on the wall or hang someplace. Yeah, that's pretty funny. But it is brass, and I did say I think it was because I said the brass mask. But I'm going to hold on to it. Let's see something else that you shouldn't give. If it's obviously regifted, don't do that. And how about this? If you're going to give chocolates, the poll said, don't give chocolates from brands that no one has ever heard of. There's some brands that you need to give, but don't just go and buy stuff from the impulse aisle and just give it to people. Don't do that. And see, you all are right on top of it. The next item on the list says socks and more socks. Don't give socks for gifts. Wow, that is so funny to me because I have to say this. There was one time when I was on the bandwagon of wanting what did I call them? Personality socks and the happy socks. So socks that made me feel like I was a little younger than I am. You know, that when they were the Argyle socks and the personality socks and socks that had all kinds of themes. I have a whole lot of socks and enjoy getting socks. In fact, I don't even wait for people to buy me socks. I would just go out and buy them myself. So why would they say socks? Wow. Okay. Let's see. What else was on the list? Oh my goodness. The survey did say anything that is diet related, don't give to people. Just something that's diet related. Don't give it. Don't. Yeah. Because you may think you're being thoughtful, so just don't do that. Let's see. So chocolate by brands that nobody's ever heard of. Linda says perfume sets for outdated perfume. Right. That's like somebody giving me a bottle of Brut or English Leather or Aqua Velva. Why am I coming up with all these old colognes? These are gifts. Let's see. My daughter and I bought my mom a blouse. One day she came into the living room and had the blouse in her hands with the tag still attached and said, I don't know why I bought this. I never liked it. And the funny thing, that is funny. Maybe Miss Evelyn was suddenly saying to you in a subtle way, why did you buy me this blouse? So she was asking you, why did you buy it? My daughter said, Grandma, we got that for you. Oh, because Miss Evelyn was saying, why did she buy it herself? And you all had to say that you all got it. Maybe she knew that. And maybe she was saying, I'm just trying to tell you in a nice way. Why did y'all get me this ugly blouse? I think that's adorable. But there are some gifts that we obviously don't need to give, and I'll transition over here and just not to make light of the moment. As you all are thinking of what to give people, there are some things. Obviously, here are some tangible things, and we've laughed and we've talked about it. We've sort of had fun with this conversation. But you all, there's some things that we need not give people for the holidays or ever. And one of those things is bitterness. And so I just sort of jotted down a few things that we don't ever need to give people. We don't need to give people bitterness. We don't need to give people anger. We don't need to give people resentment. We don't need to give people false hope. We don't need to give people lies. We don't need to do any of that. We don't need to validate people when they're wrong. We don't need to give the gift of validation when people are not right. We don't need to give the gift of affirmation when people are lying. There's some gift that we don't need to give. I certainly don't want those. When I'm wrong, I want you to tell me I'm wrong. Tell me what's right. If I've said something that's not truthful, I need you to correct me. And if you're bitter and angry, I don't need you to give me that. I don't need any additional negativity in my life. So there's some things that I don't give and some things that I don't receive. You don't have to, you don't need to receive every gift that people give you. You don't have to be a garbage can for people just tossing things into your life. You don't have to be that. Oh my God, here we go. Because I told you all that I try to offer inspiration and motivation. So let me help some of us. Don't be a garbage can for whatever people want to give and put in your life just because they think, oh, you want this or you need this. No. You don't know what I want or what I need if you're bringing negativity in my life. Clearly, you don't know. And so not only should we not receive that, but let's not give that. But there are some things that we should give, some things that we should give just all throughout the year. The same way that I've said my needs are met, my needs are supplied for me throughout the year. There's some things that we can give throughout the year. You don't have to wait until December comes. There's some things that we ought to give year round, you all. So as you're giving this year, how about giving people the gift of patience? I need to talk to us. I don't have much time left here this evening, but maybe one of the things that we need to give is the gift of patience. We need to be patient with ourselves and patient with others. Maybe we can give people the gift of hope so that they can say, you know what, it's not going to be this way always. Thank you for reminding me that whatever current state I'm in, if it's not the state that I want to be in, that bad does not last always. Whatever I'm going through, the truth of the matter is, if you can give me hope by saying, you know what, it came to pass, or this too shall pass. We have to think about those things. What about giving people? What about giving people the gift of understanding? Be objective and step back and say, you know what? I did not necessarily see that way, but let me just see. Let me give understanding. There was this female group who used to sing, "What I need from you is understanding." We don't communicate. You don't hear what I say. I'm telling you all this. It would help if we gave people the gift of understanding. We may not agree about everything, but what I can do is step back and take a look and say, let me see what's going on. Let me at least try to be objective enough. Let me be courteous enough and fair enough and kind enough to try to see what it is that you're saying to me. So yeah, there's some things that we don't need to give, but there's some things that we ought to give too. I got to get out here in a few minutes, y'all. I don't have long. We ought to give people respect. Let's try to give people the gift of respect. What does respect look like? Respect looks like you are entreating people as the human being that they are. You're not nasty. You don't cut them off. You don't cuss them out. You don't look at them any kind of way. Let's learn to give people the gift of respect. Oh, you don't have any tangible gifts that you can give people? I'm giving you some intangible gifts that you can give every single day. It doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to go out and buy patience. You can give it. You don't have to go out and buy hope. You can give it. You don't have to go out and buy respect. You can give it. There are some things that we can give. I used to struggle. I love to give. My mother, I'm telling you, we grew up poor, but one of the things I watched my mother give out of the abundance of her heart, she gave us her heart. She gave us her love. She gave us all of those things. She gave us guidance. She gave us nurturing. And so I've learned that when you cannot give things, you can give of your heart. You can give of yourself. You can give of your time. What about kindness? We can always give. I've got to get out of here, but you can always give kindness. Or you don't have $1, give kindness. You can't buy kindness. Kindness costs more than $1. What about Cutler? What about the gift of forgiveness? I'm talking about gifts that we can give. So there are some good gifts and there are some bad gifts. And we've had a little bit of fun with that this evening. But here's some things that you can give, some things that we ought to give. What about the gift of forgiveness? Forgive people when they've done you wrong. It doesn't mean that you have to let them back in your life. They get an all access pass into your life. No, but you can forgive people, because when you forgive them, you release yourself of whatever hold, whatever hostage, whatever shackles they had, whatever you were connected to that was not serving you well. Give people the gift of forgiveness. And when you give it to them, guess who is the primary benefactor? You are. I've learned to forgive people because I want to be better. We're talking about billboards to better, this book that I wrote. We're talking about trying to show up our best self, even in the worst of situations. Learn to give people the gift of forgiveness, and you'll show up better than you did yesterday. Learn to give people the gift of being courteous. It's called courtesy. Give them the gift of what is called courtesy. All of those. So yes, we've had fun with it this evening, talking about the pets and the dogs and those things that we ought not give, and the keychains and those sorts of things that we ought not give. And so it is the same way it is with those intangible things. I've got to go. The same way it is with those tangible things, it is with intangible. Don't give angerness, don't give bitterness, don't give hostility, don't give resentment. But on the other side of that, on the flip side of that coin, learn how to give patience, learn how to give understanding, learn how to give respect, learn how to give objectivity, learn how to give kindness, learn how to give forgiveness. And let's keep doing what we do, you all. Let's keep building community. Thank you. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up. Let's keep our hopes up. Let's stay safe and let's stay sane. From my heart to yours, please know there is and always will be so much love. Let's consider the good and the bad Christmas gifts, but not just at Christmas, but all year long. Thank you for allowing me to come into whatever space you've allowed me to share. Thank you for the laughs and the light conversation. Thank you for allowing me to transition into a place that really comes to my heart, a place that challenges us to show up better. I'll see you the next time. Until then, tell people, come on and let's talk to Cutler. Good night.